first 2 hours when I said, you know what, I'm not looking for chairs no more. That's fine. I don't care about tablecloths, whatever you have.
Yeah, but I'm the thing is, I have. Okay,
That's funny. There's a delay, huh?
Because in addition to our UNNC branded tablecloth, I have a royal blue tablecloth.
I have one too.
And I could have easily brought it and handed it off to you, but
I have
thought
an
we
Ivy
didn't need-
based tablecloth, so I could have just used my own, but like to Sandra's point, once you park, that's it.
Ain't no going
No.
back. Whatever you don't have, you don't go back.
Yeah.
But
Once
good
you
about
park,
it.
It was like, oh, I'm not going back.
I'm not going back.
I was there like 9:50 or something, so I was still able to park in the neighborhood, they
Close.
just blocked it off.
Okay.
So I was like on Olmsted,
Ah.
so once you move in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
that's
yes.
Oh,
I-
walk from my house.
I said, I was trying to stick my work from my house. It was just a thought in my mind, cause that wasn't gonna happen either.
And I usually do that, but because we had the tree event,
Oh.
yeah, because we had the tree event, I just drove because I was already in the car. But, you know,
Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Well, we're all a little stressed, but we're overcoming it because this place wasn't even open. We had to call again and we didn't put on the schedule. It was kind enough to come over.
thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
We have to tell them to give you hours.
All right. We are online. Who are we missing? Chris.
Yeah.
So Michael, whenever you wish to,
What's the Wi-Fi? for this place?
I have.
Yeah,
one.
I'm not sure, I can just.
Oh, here.
They don't have the Wi-Fi here?
Well, they,
That's it.
I don't think they're allowed to focus. But I've got, here, I've got.
Yeah, phone, phone, too.
Yeah, I have a hotspot. I don't really need it that bad.
But that's not the point, we here, we still use a while.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure.
I agree.
I'm not altogether sure how many can fit on.
Oh, it's fine, there's a lot of people here, yeah, over there. What do you-
Snap. What can I say?
All right, so I guess as that goes on, why don't we roll this to order? So the first is the welcome. Call the word.
And I am
Let's roll.
sharing the,
We are
Sorry.
broadcasting correctly.
we are,
Fantastic.
we are, and one of our applicants is trying to get it here. Did I let him in?
Listen, I don't like this man, cause there's no food.
Okay, so yes, we're at number one. Well,
All right, so I guess we are on to the roll call part. So this is by voice. I'm Michael, I'm here. Laura,
present,
Chris,
she's absent.
oh, right there.
That's awesome.
That is Carlton from Project Pitch.
Oh, excellent. Apologies.
President Candace.
President Hunter.
Excellent.
And
So I guess then on to the general public comments.
I'm gonna stop the share and come back up. Oh. Where am I? So did we want to have a few public comments about the events of this weekend?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, the tree event, which I attended, went well. Planted a bunch of trees, planted them like an hour ahead of schedule too. We're all done by probably like 1:15-ish. Everyone got to eat their tacos, provided by the taco truck that UNNC paid for.
Was the principal present of the
Yes,
school?
yeah, he was. He was there. Heather showed up for a little bit for like a photo op. The principal gave a little speech before everybody started digging, and yeah, it was cool. It was nice. It was hot. It was hotter than expected.
Interesting. And Candace, do you want to tell us?
Yes, so we tabled at the Taste of Soul, and it was Sal and Michael and Michelle and Socree, yes,
Or Soki?
Soki, yes. So we had a pretty good time. We met a lot of new folks. We got a chance to connect with Heather and Hut's office and help them kind of give out their bags. So they gave us swag to kind of give away with our table too. Other neighborhood councils there, EQUA, and don't ask me what it stands for, EWCA.
Empowerment West.
Congress West. Oh, no, it's that. And then the Mid City Neighborhood Council was also there. Nick, right, so we met them. Well, Michael and I walked around.
You forced me to be social.
I did force them to be social. So we met our fellow neighborhood council counterparts. So overall it was a good event. I think next year we'll plan for a whole table, not a half table. And so I'll just leave that. Do you like some Halloween sweat or like?
Yeah, I mean, we can be really creative. I mean, we, for the tree planting event, we were creative with getting outreach stuff that related to greening and trees. So, and this is stuff we've done before, but we basically had seed packets with milkweed seeds and our branded label that was also saying milkweed seeds. So, and it's the right kind of milkweed for our local butterflies. Yeah, the monarchs. And we handed out instructions, right? I'm saying all this. I was only there to help set up.
So back to the tree event? Yeah, we handed out.
We're back to creating better swag for the Taste of Soul event. Candace was saying maybe we could do Halloween-ish or Day of the Dead-ish swag to hand out a Taste of Soul. So we
For next
out for next year.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that, in other words, thinking about the kind of events we're gonna be at, what do we have? But, you know, but for the tree event, this is the, for example, we also had flyers related to environmental and greening kind of thing.
The flashlights went very fast. More people were grabbing the flashlights than the seats.
Well, always.
People love their flashlights.
We do, like, you made 100 seed packets?
I filled 100 seed packets.
I think we have probably like around 80 left.
Oh, I
We
thought.
have a good amount left. I gave half of them
Yeah,
to someone.
Elizabeth took them up to the Korean festival, so
So I felt
we
like
don't
that
know,
was
we don't have a report back as to how many she did or didn't away.
That's why our butterfly got definitely looking for some weed.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have some more seeds. You don't need to have packets.
No, just to see.
Seeds that we,
What's in the nice package? Why not? So this now, everyone
She can give the packet back too.
Yeah.
they was cannot be they say. So I'll take.
no, packets would be fine if you have an event, but if what you really need
The seeds.
are the seeds. Now, they're not supposed to be planted until the spring, but and I'm not very clear. I don't think you toss them. I think it's better to start them one at a time in little seed pots.
We have that. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, because put it on the library patio.
yeah. So I do have, they might be personal, but I don't care. I mean, in other words, I ended up buying one personal big pack and then with UNNC, what was available at Theodore Payne, but I swapped it. Meaning I used the one I bought with my money was the one we were filling the packets with, because there were more seeds. And I kept. Okay, anyway. Siobhan, did you have anything to add to this roundup of, I know you also went to a hi there.
No, it was a lovely event and
I'm not sure which one you were at.
I was at the tree
Right,
event.
sweet. Got it.
I was at the tree event. I think I showed up right after you left. I was perennially running late, which is my theme for this week. No, it was a lovely event. They finished way ahead of time. It was a really nice afternoon, and I'm now the proud owner of a brand new pomegranate tree. So
Nice. Okay. Back to Michael.
Excellent.
Unless-
I think that is that it for the public comments? Anyone else? All right, then on to agenda item 3, the executive committee business. We'll start with the treasurer's report.
Yes, so not much to report other than it's been a crazy town for me. So I am still in the process of adjusting the budget, but Candace Jackson promised to adjust the budget tomorrow. But in terms of the MPGs that we've done so far. We've done the MPG for the Korean Festival, and we've taken care of some other stuff before that. So we have currently spent $2,300, and we have another $2,500 committed to family. So that leaves us with enough money to consider the MPGs we have now. So we will be fine in considering the folks that are coming up for our MPGs tonight. And yeah, that's all. Yeah.
No, we weren't to ask for money for just a letter. Okay.
Yes. And then the truck that we got for Nays came out of outreach and not the MPG budget, because it was an event that we sponsored. So everything went well. I saw the charge went through today, so.
When I
worked out.
talked to the NAES person,
Mhm.
is there something about like if we paid 2,000 flat, there would be taxes, so he just charges $8?
1980, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I
just
saw
make sure you get
the, so the transaction came through today.
Right.
And Nae's done stuff with Friends of Jefferson Parker with us, so she's pretty good at, if you catch it, she's pretty good at working with you. So we had a discussion before about how the amount can't go over the 2,000 or it's gonna reject it. So yeah, she charged us 1980, it's right here
That's
in the notes. So that's the treasurer's report. And that's it.
president's report.
Okay, I'll do the president's report. So a couple of things.
Teresa's on.
Couple of things. David Osai resigned, as I think we all know, and that's how come we have an extra seat available to interview candidates for. He was recently elected to Region 5, but between the time of that and now, he got a new job with the Rams, and his wife is pregnant, and they got another home, and it's not in the area. So between all of that technically, he what Dunn says is that someone who's elected can, he could have held the seat for 4 years, but I respect that he realistically said that he really wouldn't be able to serve. So that is why we have that vacancy. The other thing I heard via Hunter, so is that we will have a change of NEA. I know that Alfonso had planned, who is our NEA, who was on paternity leave, came back, that he had told me about 10 days ago that he was gonna take leave again until January. So he probably is still doing that, but he's not doing it from us because we're being assigned a new NEA. And you said, you think it's Daniel?
Yeah, that was the name that we said.
Yeah, so, but we haven't gotten any official in writing. Who are new NEAs, even that we have a new NEA, and nothing sent. So.
Yeah.
So that is the majority of my president's report. I do want to say, I really appreciate how many people came out to volunteer, but I'm growing more and more concerned about some of our board members who haven't volunteered for anything. And they're not getting the full experience, number one, but number two is it kind of is not in keeping with our standing rules. So I'm not quite sure how to handle that. And there is one more thing to bring up. We were ambitious to think we could have scheduled a retreat right away after we decided to do it by show of hands at the October board meeting, because it turns out that even like the local libraries that have room available, they still have to stick to just like we have rules at city clerk, so do they. We couldn't do it in the time frame. It had to be applied for more than 30 days in advance. So our two dates, there's a lot of other reasons, but at the bottom line, our 2 days that we had selected were not within the 30-day. So we'll revisit that. We can talk about it later in the meeting, but we're not scheduling a retreat for the first person. So, and that's that. Okay, President's report. Michael, I can share the training.
Great, I have it up, since you're already sharing. Fantastic. So I know that I am out of compliance on one. I don't know, I to be honest, not logged in this in the last couple of weeks to see if anything's changed on that side.
Well, Alfonso said, I mean, there was a little exchange between you were copied, Alfonso and somebody else on the training side about making it available, but I don't know if they did make it available to you.
Okay, so I will follow up on that.
Yes, please.
DBT.
But you are not the only one. So what I can see, it's hard to see. How do I make this?
So on the funding training, I think Paula and Edward are both out of compliance according to this document. And that no one else is going to expire in 2025. Hunter, you have ethics
Next month.
coming up. Maybe you'll have
Well-
the same problem, maybe you won't.
Wait a minute, I think he also has funding coming up, is that
Mhm.
right?
I have two
I
coming up at the end of
can't
the,
even see it.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what they are, but.
It's, yeah, funding and ethics.
Right, because you were probably appointed right around then 2 years ago. Okay. And then Chris Carlson. Who's right here, you can see where my little hand is going
Yes.
across. And the problem is, it's not just that she's out of compliance on ethics, she has not taken her officer funding training. So she was elected to be our signatory, cannot perform the duties because she has not signed up for officer training.
Yeah, up on, I think up at the top.
I don't have it here.
Oh, yeah. So,
But no, but I know for sure because
yeah,
of the date of her expiration, it means she didn't take the officer training. So she had committed to taking officer training and as well. The CIP training, which is community improvement training. So I'm gonna hand that one to you, just like everyone made me phone people
okay.
when I was vice president.
No, I
Is
will ask
this
Hunter.
is this the issue they're running into? I just logged on and I see my ethics, but that's the only thing.
That was,
That's the opposite of Michael's problem.
You have,
I had, all I had was the Spanish language compliance one.
So, oh, you didn't have funding to take because you took officers training.
yes,
So if you don't have funding training available, he didn't have ethics available to him.
okay,
So there may be a way to find it, but he couldn't even find it in his.
yeah, it says I can browse for them, but. I don't know, I'm just getting this now, I'll figure it out, if it's not by next week, I'll
Okay,
email them.
all right, so I think everyone else.
Yeah.
When
After training for city employees.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no,
this is-
I don't think that's the right.
That's not that's the same problem.
Yeah, I started taking that and it's like a 7-hour course. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, and it says required too, they need to get their stuff together, that's insane.
All right, so in addition to that, Tamala she's taken her code of conduct, but nothing else. And Cesar, who's usually good, is missing 2 trainings as well. And then we have the issue of Christina, who's not.
Have we still not-
Well, she came out on this one I have to tell. She came out to the Music Under the Stars
Mhm.
and explained that she had been in Europe and while there her mother passed away.
Yes.
So she didn't come back to LA until Labor Day weekend. And I did ask her to please take the code of conduct like tomorrow. That was then tomorrow then, and she did do. And then we still haven't heard from her, seen her. What our Alfonso told me is that bereavement is a reason why a person could take a leave, not that she's asked for it, but that we would not be able to immediately ask her to resign or vote to remove her because of bereavement. I don't know how long that is to last. So
Mhm.
it's a conundrum because we can't fill the seats either. But that's that situation. So she only took the one training. And she did it. I mean, she did it exactly the day she said she. So,
If you go to learnings and then view your transcript, you can see all of your completed trainings. So I imagine I could just go here and take it again. Does that make sense? And in case you're looking.
Let me know if it works.
Yeah.
okay. So Michael, I will follow up with. Who did I just say I was following up with? Christina, but I'm gonna. Make you do the unpleasant thing.
Yes.
Because that's what Paula made me do. No?
Excellent.
I'll
And now also,
pass on.
assuming that this doesn't work, I'll reach out to whomever that was to try to get us sorted out on that.
Yeah, because it won't be Alfonso. This is only. All right.
All right, that closes out for the vice president report, secretary's report.
Secretary's report, I believe I still need to be added to that Google Drive, so that way I can put the meeting minutes in. But once that's done, I mean, they're all ready to just throw in there, so.
Okay.
They only take a moment.
And we're just doing general board meeting minutes, right? Are we doing, we're not doing minutes. Right?
I was not taking minutes, but do you, I need to.
Well, we have the AI, we
Okay.
have Mr. or Miss AI taking full
Okay.
notes.
Then yeah, I'll just do more of like fleshed out versions for the actual governing board.
Okay. So,
I will get you that.
yeah, if you don't
Oh,
mind
cool, thanks.
adding him to the draft.
That's it for me though.
Yeah, because you're only in on communications and that's.
Mhm.
Okay.
Speaking of the drive, there are a lot of people that have access to the drive and are no longer with us. I don't know if I
Well-
should revoke that or.
Okay, so Jeff Camp has to stay, because it's his drive, just.
Okay,
So he can't be eliminated. And then I think it's Teresa, which, I mean, in the past, we automatically remove people, but I feel like if somebody's the chair of a committee and they have been an officer, it's okay to keep them in because it makes it easier for the rest of us. They can upload their own materials. Wouldn't necessarily add new committee chairs
right.
to the drive.
I think the only person that wouldn't fall in that is Curly 80. I think
Oh,
that
that's
was-
Sarah.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably time to remove. And, yeah, because I'm not looking at who. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
is this the right one, do you think? Ethics and open government training?
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If
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 it's-
it comes up and says 2 hours and 15 minutes, it's correct.
Okay, I think
If
that's.
it comes up and says 7 hours,
Yeah, it does do that one.
2 hours and 21 minutes.
that's
Okay, cool,
Okay.
thanks, I'll take those.
so Michael, we do have guests for each of our funding requests.
All right, that is agenda item 4. And first up on the docket is 4A, the project pit.
Right, I'm gonna project the agenda, just so people can see what we're about. Okay,
And this was a carryover from, no?
they wrote a new one,
Okay, great.
so, I don't know that it's a good question, I don't even know if we have the right description. But they are planning events to raise awareness on the importance of mental health, so I'm gonna stop the share. Carlton is here, and I think he can introduce himself. Hi, Carlton.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
And you have, for us who are here, have physical copies. Thank you.
Okay. You can pass it back.
Oh, sorry. wanted to keep one for me. You guys can share. Okay. And Carlton, if you could tell us what you're gonna do, and then I can post this, but I'm not sure we need to do a screen share. So tell us who you are, who Project Pit is, and what you're asking for.
Absolutely. Thank you all for taking the time just to allow me to be on. Definitely excited to present our I Love Myself school tour. My name is Carlton Roberts. I'm the program director for Project Pit. With the I Love Myself school tour, we focus on incentivizing students, and we do it through mental health and the arts. So we introduce mental health programming to the schools. We've been able to receive a MPG grant from your council in 2023. We received $1,000, which helped us a lot as we worked with Johnny Cochran Middle School, I believe it was. And so now we're looking to do the same thing again this year. We're expanding more schools. The total budget for our school tour is $30,000. We raised money through our board, through other grants, and then now we're looking to get the final cost of our funding covered. We're extending our footprint to other middle schools and high schools throughout your neighborhood council district. And those schools are Johnny Cochran, 6th Ave Elementary, 24th Street Elementary, and Joseph Whitney Transition Center School. So those are schools that I believe are in your footprint.
Yes.
So right now we're flying and landing the plane at the same time. So we have dates already aligned with the schools for winter and spring semester. And pretty much what the overview looks like is I dropped a video in our chat. I'm not sure if you guys are able to play it, where you can just kind of see what it looks like, and then I could answer any questions if that's helpful.
Let's just see if. I think what I have to do is click onto the YouTube, but then do a share to it. So I'm gonna see if that method works.
Okay.
We'll just or stop. Stop. Because I want to get this onto the shares.
It may not play properly, so the best thing to do may be to have anyone who's remote just click on that link and watch.
Yeah, but well, I'm gonna do the optimize. Let's just see if you're probably right, but let's see.
Today was a very good event. We worked out, and thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you everybody for coming out and helping us with health awareness.
I thought that the workout class was really fun and really inclusive, and they had really good music.
Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Menduke. I'm the principal at Teach Tech Charter High School. Shout out, I Love Myself School Tour.
My name is Divinity. I'm with R&B Yoga, and shout out to I Love Myself School Tour.
Hi, my name is Wendy, and this is Marlene, and we're with Community Services Unlimited. And shout out to I Love Myself Tour.
What's up, you guys? Ali from House of Vibes, Wellness and Nutrition, and I wanted to give a shout out to I Love Myself Tour. It's going down. We're making an impact. Let's get it.
That's pretty much a high level overview. We teach students just different aspects of mental health and wellness. So we do a physical activity, we do a journaling activity, which kind of focuses more on writing to express their thoughts. We do a food demonstration, teaching kids how to cook. We know mental health is different for everyone, but we want to be able to provide kids and faculty with just different things that they can take with them on their daily journey. So that's what we're doing with our partnerships with various schools throughout Los Angeles County. And we plan to do that with the schools that I mentioned to you all between now and winter and early spring. But I'll pause if there's any questions, thoughts, and yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so hi, Candace Jackson, treasurer. Love what you're doing at the schools. I just have a quick question. So is it like one day of all these events at each school, or is it like recurring events? Like say y'all come out each month and do a different thing?
Yes, so it's 2 events per school. So we'll do a winter activation. So it's more so introduction to the kids to get to know us, the faculty to get to know us. So we do a day where the school gives us like an extended lunch. So it's maybe about an hour and a half long. And then the second activation that we come to in the springtime, that is where the schools invite the families and the communities as well to participate. So the parents get to come and be a part of it. So the first one is focused on the students, then the second activation is for the whole community, the parents or whoever wants to join the students.
Nice.
Okay, so Miss Candace, this is Laura speaking. How much money do we have?
So with our adjustment, it's $12,000 with our currently committed money. We have $8,090 left. If we fund these 2 events today, Project Pit and Rediscover, at the amounts they are asking, we will have $3,890.69 left.
Right. Well, here's the thing. This is Laura speaking.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, we're saying it this way because somebody in AI is taking a transcript, but every time in the room, it just says UNNC president on the transcript. So we try to identify ourselves when we speak, so we have some semblance of who said what. It's not perfect. We're not perfect. So there's 2 categories. I am not even sure why on the MPG they keep asking about personnel related expenses when they've told us we cannot pay for personnel related expenses. And it should, in the column requested events NC, probably should just say NA pre-written by the city clerk so that they can just see the budget. So PR and marketing could probably slip down to non-personnel related expenses.
Yes, so
it's a fee to a firm, but content team, we can't directly pay a videographer or photographer easily with an NPG. It requires a contract. I mean, it's more stuff. Well, it's a lot more stuff, and our experience in the past, unfortunately, specific to photographers, is that the city wants to own the copyright, which even I think is a bad, improper idea. But so we've had conflicts with people who are creative, who are content creators, where the city is sort of demanding the ownership of something that they have no right to own.
Right.
So
yeah, so I agree with Laura. I think if we focus on supplies for the Kids Zone, PR marketing, we've covered that before. Audio is fine because that has to do costs that have to do directly with the event and the things that you need. The city is more likely to say yes the first time, but so just moving the marketing down to non-personal personnel expenses, I think will be in business.
So that would end up being 3,500 now. Is that gonna fly? with our
The
board,
35?
with,
Oh.
with our board?
In March of 2024, so last year, we gave Project Pit an MPG of $2,000 for an event at Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, for just one school, and this time they're looking at multiple schools.
Yeah.
No, I think we can justify it completely. It's
Yeah.
just what do you think? If we recommend this higher amount,
I mean, I think we can. So my thought is like every year we're kind of trying to scramble to give money away because we kind of think, oh, we'll give everybody two. And then around like March, like we kind of run out of folks that are coming and then we're trying to like hurry up. So I feel like if the board is okay, this is a group we've supported before, they're doing great things, the schools are in our footprint, we can recommend the amount so that we don't run into the same, we have money left issue, we're spending it in the community with the organization.
I mean, the $3,000, the cap that we then bring to the board, they can always reduce
so
it.
35.
Oh.
We're moving 500,
Oh, we will
Oh, I
get the
see.
marketing down.
move PR marketing into non-personnel. There's a 500
That is
under
a
PR
got
marketing.
it. That's-
Carlton, I know you're going to other neighborhood councils. Because when you turned this in, it actually had a different neighborhood council name on it, so I changed it.
Oh, you're amazing.
But that means I know you're going to others, so how many others, or I know they're not our school, so, but are you looking for funds for that $30,000 gap from other neighborhood councils?
No, that's separate. So it's only one other neighborhood council that we're potentially working with, and that's for Fernando Pullum Center and Audubon. I believe that's West, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
EC West,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. So they're committed every year because they like the marketing of it. It helps them a lot. So that's the one that we always work with so they can stay active in it. And of course it helps us too. But no, the MPGs doesn't cover majority.
Okay.
The majority of it is our board, and then through a private grant with I think it's DCA or LA County Arts Commission, one of the two.
Got it. And then this is Laura speaking again. For Whitney, are you kind of special focusing a little bit on that program since they are a different student body?
Yes, so that's what we're working on with them to tailor it. And with all our programs, they're a little bit more tailored for each school. So like, for example, when we did Hamilton High School, they're very arts focused. So they really wanted to gear it to make it a very arts friendly event. So with every school is very tailored. And we worked with Johnny Cochran Middle School last year. It was more sports focused and more health focused. So they really wanted to bring out more health vendors and bring out more sports because that's what the students kind of were into. So we tailor it per school based off of what they think, because they know their personnel better than we do.
Yeah. So Whitney High, Laura speaking, Whitney is special ed. And I learned recently some sort of program where these kids also perform sometimes around the country. It's really
Kids Whitney High.
yeah, kids. I mean, so anyway, I would love to see how your program intersects what they're doing already because they have an interesting. Okay.
Absolutely. So we'll definitely provide you the dates, so you all can come check everything out and everything.
Yeah, so it sounds like we are recommending that we fund Project Pit for $3,500. And that amount will cover supplies and activities in the kids zone, audio needs, and PR and marketing.
And adjust the NPG.
Yeah.
But that's not part of the motion, but the NPG to be adjusted to move PR marketing into non-personnel.
Right.
Non-personnel copy.
Yeah. So I move that. We recommend funding Project Pit for $35.
I'll second that.
These are free hand votes, so. There you go.
Passes.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
And now we have.
Oh, I do have a question. Could you send us the flyers when maybe some of the events in case some of us are available to maybe come out?
Absolutely.
out and see what's going on and, you know, maybe
Get that
get a
massage.
yoga in. I know.
Absolutely. And then if you send your logo as well, we can add it to
Yeah, I want that massage.
I know.
That's it.
I guess that's for the kids.
I'll put it on my calendar as a meeting.
no, we definitely will.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'll make sure to get the logo and send it to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so I am passing out a new page 1 for Rediscover.
Okay.
And then the original that you probably saw up in the agenda packet, but the page 2 is still correct, but the page 1 is substituted.
Right, so officially announce this is the funding request 4B, Rediscover requests an MPG of up to $1,200.
Okay, let me share the agenda again, so people can see what we are talking about. So that's 4B. Right
I'm
here.
going to make assumptions that Miss Liz, are you representing? So do we refer to you as Miss Liz or?
I just, I made it extra large for all the kids.
Old
to
people.
be.
Oh.
Oh, no. And the visions, yes. Okay, I have the current and the revised one here with me as
So you just need to tell us who you are, what is Rediscover Center, even though we probably know. But we're being recorded.
My name is Liz Reyes. I am the Mid-City Program Manager for Rediscover Center. We do have 2 locations. I am on behalf, representing on behalf of the Mid-City one specifically, especially because we are in your service area. So it's why I'm here. And we are requesting a grant fund of $1,200 to help support our local community programs that we run. We try to do as many free festivals and farmers markets as much as we can. However, funding does get a bit tight, especially with the materials that we have to go through. And going back to what Rediscover is, we are a nonprofit and we are a creative reuse center. So we take materials from all community members, businesses that have surplus of materials or errors, and they're willing to give to us. We process that and we turn it into art and also STEAM projects. So it fits the curriculum of schools, festivals that are like have a specific request. So we try to mold and try to be as flexible as possible with the tech projects, but our main focus is sustainability and creativity. And we would love to have that funding just to kind of help us process those materials that we get donated. So it's just the things that we don't get donated normally, which is like tape, brads, and signage as well sometimes, so we can kind of get it out there and have bigger posters. Ultimately, being at these community events is one, great for the community, and I feel like it is very much needed. Second, also to bring awareness to our center, because a lot of the time, even though we are on the main street of West Washington, it does get passed over pretty quickly, and we are trying to do as much outreach. So we're trying to hit, 2 things in the same.
So you were at the tree event, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you were at the.
I wasn't specifically at, but yes, we were there.
Okay. Teresa.
Go, sorry, Teresa.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everybody. Hi, Liz. I just want to say that Joyce was representing Rediscover. There were a lot of children. We have supported you in the past, and it's great to have you at our events. You were at the resource fair. You were at an environmental Earth Day fair we had, and I would just like to say to executive committee that I highly recommend that we support them. They've been a great partner.
Right. And I know you're doing a Halloween
Yes.
in Jefferson Park. Is it 30th Street? I don't even know which block club, but it's an annual block club Halloween party this weekend.
Yeah.
Is that Crystal that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're expecting to have about 200, 300 families, kids, so we are we're getting preparing and processing all the material we can.
Right, so we can't pay for that.
Yeah.
But we can replenish.
We got a lot of tape. And glue.
I will happily make a motion to
Wait,
recommend.
and pause. I can't forget the adjusted one.
Oh,
Pause, please. That's why it's adjusted.
so it's 7.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, change, adjusted.
okay, so they'll update this.
It is, yeah. It is all the way, I had already printed this out once, so I didn't want to waste time.
Correct. Okay.
That's why I brought the substituted page.
All right, yeah, so my question was just the start date. Because the
Yeah.
city is very strict about paying for things after the fact. So if we are, well, we won't recommend it, but when
That's
I
why we
have
had to change.
Yeah, but when I file this, so it has to be a date that hasn't occurred yet. So if it's
Got
ongoing,
it.
just say like, so probably not for the Halloween event, but say
Right.
you have like a Christmas thing, right?
Yes.
And say you need the funds like December 1st, perfect.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just
Well, I think
an adjustment of.
the new one says, they need the funds in late November.
Yes.
I mean, well, that's, but just as long as it's not October, because we won't have
That
a
is-
chance to meet.
That is.
Yeah, that's why we revised it.
Perfect.
Not we, they. But after I sent a stern email. So.
And not to be stubborn, but we want. to-
No, that makes
we
sense.
want
We want not to be
approved.
turned
Yeah,
down,
we don't
yes.
want that, so.
Denials recently.
Yes, for that,
They are becoming, they are more strict than when I started submitting things, so, yeah, sure. But that was my only feedback, I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I would like to make a motion to recommend for the full amount of 1,200. So it was 1,200.
That was Hunter.
Second.
That was Hunter.
All right,
Right,
show of hands,
Candace.
Oh, Candace second.
show of hands. Fantastic, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, wait, this is so close.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to stay, we don't have much more to do.
I'm actually fascinated, so I'll look at next day.
Come on in.
We need folks.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
That's the next agenda. All right, so next up, vacancies on the UNNC board, unequal committee chairs and functions.
Right.
So I think first, I want to make sure, right now we have 3 vacancies.
Yeah, right.
Or is it 2?
well, we have one applicant for one of the vacancies, so just for clarification, this is Laura speaking. The actual vacant positions we currently have, because some of them remain unfilled from the election. So we still need an area 3 representative. We still need one area 1 resident representative, these are residents. And we now have a new vacancy for area 5.
Okay, and then,
And Sandra is here to apply for area 5.
excellent. And
We have a couple of at-large current board members who either need to participate or please resign. So we don't at the moment have any at-large, but we have 2 at-large board, seat sitting board members who we haven't seen in months.
Okay, excellent.
But they're not resigned, and I'm not sure what. We can talk about agenda items, but one for, we'll talk about it when we get to agenda items, but they're not open now.
Correct.
And in addition, in Region 6, Jefferson Park, Marco is permitted to continue to occupy that seat, but he doesn't live in Region 6 anymore. He now lives in Region 3. And so Dunn told us, no, we don't have to fire him, but at some point, he is absolutely willing to leave if we have a candidate.
He's in Region 3 though?
Does he want to-
He does not want Region 3.
Oh,
No, he's having, remember his cousin passed away, he's having some overwhelming. There's stuff going on, but one of the stuffs was that he had to move, but he ended up moving here. Yeah.
It's funny, okay.
So he's on the board representing Region 6, but if we could find somebody from Region 6, which is the eastern part of Jefferson Park, so Arlington to Western Jefferson Park, we could find someone for that seat. He will resign 10 minutes before we need him to.
Yeah.
You know, but in the meantime,
He's a placeholder.
yeah. Well, he helps set up our meetings, and he'll come for quorum if he has to, but he's not emotionally
Understand.
totally with us. Okay, so that's
On that note.
on that note. I did post Sandra's application, but I only printed out one of the events, which we can pass around, but I knew she was coming. So she could just introduce herself and.
Is it? And do you want me to answer the questions like on there? Oh, no, just ask me and I'll just kind of go. Sandra Brewer from Jefferson Park, I live on 36 and Second Ave. So that's Region 5. Was on the board years ago. Secretary, I was the chair of the Parks and Rec. And we would host, I set up meetings and for safety meetings. And I became involved. How involved was I? So I set up meetings, we have monthly safety meetings and.
We still do, right? Not we, but.
Jefferson Park does not. We have like a little block club, that couple of block clubs, and we have the
We can digress to the, yes, the other
Sandra Paul does that, yeah.
Discuss the,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Not solely a safety meeting, I was specifically, she does like a neighborhood block club meeting. And I did that, and then I brought the community together for the renovation, Legislative Park. And we also needed the crossing signal to come on Third Ave to go from, just to cross the street from Jefferson over to the park. So people together to do that. We also have a entry sign that says Jefferson Park, which nobody notices. It's on Jefferson going west, right past Western. But we need to figure out, that's what I like to do too. So we worked to get that relit back in the day. So I was very active. And I'll just tell you my story of how I became active and why I'm passionate. Several months after moving here, my 26-year-old son, Jarrell Green, was murdered in a drive-by. And it just, broke my heart. So I had to find a way to, because I'm a strong person, had to find a way. And I was a preschool teacher at the time. I needed to find something to, feel that pain. Actually, I would take my kids. I became a daycare provider. I have my own daycare, and we would go to Lady Sharp Park, and I just seen it all. It was all that sand and paraphernalia. It was really a deserted area where all the knuckleheads were hanging out at. And there was a daycare school, preschool, not too far on Jefferson, new building blocks, and we would meet there a lot of times during the weekdays. And so I just decided, it's something we can work on. So I had safety meetings at my house at first. And then they told me about UNNC because I didn't know about the neighborhood council. I joined the neighborhood council and then kind of became history after that. And what I love is organizing, planning, and making things happen. I like to see them come to fruition. I just don't want to meet to be meeting. I want to be active, outspoken activist, passionate about Jefferson Park. I love where I live and honor my son. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other question.
How would you feel about outreach?
Yeah, now that I changed it. It's either gonna be the chair of Parks and Recs.
Yes.
He was appointed.
But we can always use a co-chair as well.
This Lady Shaw has an anniversary coming up in February, so I would like for us to do something 10 years. We should do something fabulous. Well, I like fabulous stuff.
When is it?
February 20th.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Okay. So let's see, how are you involved in your immediate neighborhood? She's just told us that. What skills and specialties do you bring to this table?
Bringing people together, organizing.
Sounds like you know everybody too. I mean, I watched you at the movie event, like, as everyone's looking, hey.
Yes. Because I like people,
Okay, so what do you feel needs to be improved in your neighborhood? And I know one of the answers you already given, relighting the Jefferson tree sign. And that you gave two others.
I've seen this idea of murals in the alleys, in Jefferson Park and HPLC areas. So we can get those beautification, clean them up, alleys, and then to relight or maybe the entry lights that I was talking about. Yeah, we can get it painted like so if they glow or something at night.
Well, I wonder, I digress. Technology has changed so dramatically. I would wonder if we could relight the Jefferson Park entry sign with LEDs powered by solar.
That'll be digital.
But powered by solar,
Right.
because
No one pays bills like that.
right, because the issue was the first time around is getting it electrified at all, and who was gonna pay the bill?
The church was paying it. Trinity Baptist Church right there on Jefferson. They paid it for a while, but you know, as things fall off, that would fall off on them. But yeah, and that's old anyway, so they have it digital, solar. Yes, yes. I like
And
it.
then you also, okay, those were the things, and new equipment in Leslie Shaw Park.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. We've answered everything else, right? Does anybody else have questions? So, for the other people we've just appointed to the board in the last couple of months, instead of giving them permanent positions, we did 1-year temporary position. And then the board at some point is gonna say, well, this is stupid and we need to just fill positions. But I'm not sure, you know, what do you guys think that we should, do we make an exception for Sandra, just give her the job, or do we do a 1 year?
For me, it feels like the exceptions have been the 1 years. Like, I feel like normally we just do regular, like when I signed on for 2 years.
Correct.
So, or until my next election. So I feel like it wouldn't be hard to give her the full term or whenever that term expires.
Well, it just started, it's 4 years, it's a 4-year term. Okay, I mean, she's not a brand new person.
Yeah.
It's just. My only concern would be, and this is a recommendation, board will decide anyway, is will it make the other 3 new appointees feel slighted, but they are brand new.
Well, I think that's
that's
you
the-
could
that's
justify
the
it in the face, right? I mean, just if, like, we didn't even have to ask her questions, she already answered it, right? So I think that folks would understand based on the experience and prior involvement, and it's true that she, you know, you showed up even when you weren't on the board. So I think we could justify just making them.
Do you have a preference one or the other, or does it matter to you?
Let's just go with the 1 year.
Okay, that makes it easier.
Cause as long as I'm getting stuff done while I'm 1 year, but if I feel like I'm not, so I'm starting to get idle.
It doesn't seem like you are someone that would take minutes. I don't know you well, but I'm getting that impression.
Okay, well, that's kind of solved that. So who's? You can,
No.
because you're not on the executive committee.
I'll make the motion to recommend Sandra Pruitt to be
Area 5.
the Area 5 rep.
It's I don't know, it's,
Area 5 Rep A.
Yes.
I think it's seat 1, A 2029. But it might be D 2029. Oh, wait a minute. You know how I could figure it out?
David O'Shea was
C1 Group A,
No,
2029.
here, we can figure it out by looking at this grid.
We have different grades.
He was seat 1, Group A 2025, which is to say 2029, because, oh, look, isn't it nice that Dunn has updated their thing? They have not. Because we just had the election, right? So all the 2025s are supposed to be 2029. Look at that. Oops. Yes, but it's basically the seat is seat 1, Group A.
Seat 1, Group A.
Second. Who first did?
Excellent.
Okay.
Hand vote? Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I guess PBG.
Into the gym. Okay.
So, and then mechanically, she would come to the next meeting, go through the process across the whole board, and then after that.
And then we
put the
see
training
the
in.
table
And then, okay.
at the next meeting. So it'd be good to come in person.
And
Because- Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she doesn't count for quorum until we vote.
Oh,
So that's why, one of the reasons why whenever we're appointing someone, it's the first agenda item.
They can send,
Get
say,
quorum.
hey,
Exactly,
come on, fish on.
yeah. So the next item, Michael, is this outreach chair and committee members to help support events. We were forcing Hunter basically to be like the outreach chair. And he is really the communications chair. So we had 3 events this weekend, and it was a little difficult to kind of manage because different of us had different ideas, and we were all trying to do this. And then we also don't have a real, we don't know for sure who should be taking stuff to and from our storage, which is the next item, but it's all a piece. I mean, in the past, we had an outreach chair or co-chair, outreach committee members, and they just knew that their job included, whoever they are over the last 20 years, to go to storage. And they knew they had it, they knew where things were. And, you know, the fact that when we leave an event and are quickly putting flyers in, so they're stacked, but when they go back to the thing, they would be separated. So someone at a glance could grab the right flyers, for example. So if we wanted to go to a public safety event, we want to take our emergency preparedness flyers, but we wouldn't necessarily want to take our flyers about monarch butterflies. We go to an Earth Day event, just the opposite. So somebody needs to be in charge of, in part, keeping storage organized, exactly, and visibly organized. And then if we move to even smaller space, the bigger challenge, still keep it visibly organized, but save some money.
So that position's still open?
Outreach chairs didn't
do that.
Yeah, we have a lot.
That's what I was like, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'll do that outreach.
Cool.
Okay, well, first we
do that.
We've been begging for an outreach chair for months.
Because that's what you get, but then obviously, it now is very clear in 2020 hindsight why he never really jumped into the job, because I got pregnant, got a new job. I mean, but that's what he does. Yeah, his life happened.
Yeah.
But we do want to know what his job is with the Rams, just in case we want to
get some outreach tickets.
Or didn't Jeff Bowen bring their cheerleaders to
the
park events?
Oh,
in the past.
The Lakers, right?
I don't know.
They were Laker girls.
Laker girls, is that what it was?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Not Ram girls, but it could be.
Okay, so we could put me down for that too then.
Yes.
After the I get sit at the table. I can sit at the table.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So
and like outreach and communications, I feel like go in hand in hand. I'm sure you know that a lot of neighborhood councils have outreach and communications as one board. So like we can work together. If you can't go to the storage one day, I'll go to the store. That's so fine.
Right. I mean, the difference between outreach and communications is because Don has made the communications. Well, it's because of all this communications policies that we have. Neighborhood councils have to have a person also who's
the
director of communications because of digital social media policy. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff. Right.
I posted our tree photos and I requested to collab with Heather Hutt and she denied that. She reached out and put it to her story. She said not in the grid.
Right. That's but that's why. So they're not exactly the same job.
Okay.
Because one is more of a policy job, but also it's fluid because Lizzie used to do much of the social media. Posting when she was outreach chair on Facebook, but our communications people did all of the Instagram.
I see.
So but it was a worked out thing. So
it's what they've been good at. So you kind of those
right.
You're good at.
So
good at the social part.
Right.
And it was what's his name at the time?
Raheem.
Let's do that part.
Well, Raheem was really good at policy and
that
planning.
part too.
And getting different committees going on. Yeah, he was that he was really good at the management of the whole thing. I shouldn't say was, he is. He just
That's a strong
isn't
suit.
voluntary.
On our board meeting.
Okay, so the other thing, we're all the way to 5D.
So that's called managing and outreach management would go together.
Yeah,
Managing the storage. Okay.
right. So the one committee that now has been subject to an awful lot of the one not activated committee that has been all over emails and reaching out to different things is mobility and transportation. So in other words, what's happened is the different neighborhood groups that came to us in the last month and a half, 2 months about too many traffic accidents and fatalities on Jefferson, on Adams, on Arlington. So that would be our non-active mobility and transportation committee. And then ditto, we had the Vision Zero presentation about Pico Boulevard. So all of these things are, you know, for a committee that stopped existing when, again, we had somebody move away to 5. So in the course of Caesar sending out emails about Jefferson and Kristen about Arlington, ended up, one of the emails landed in one of the streets organizations and it pulled Nuriel back in. Nuriel is a former board member. So basically all 3 of them would participate in such a committee, but not any of the 3 of them want to be the chair of such a committee. So we need to put on, we need that committee going, because I mean, the one letter that was brought to the board isn't going to be the end of it. It's just the beginning.
Okay.
So we need to have, we don't need it tonight, but we need, we need to think about who can chair that committee so it can be convened. And it was a subcommittee to planning and zoning, which allowed it not to have to meet regularly. So that's another, that's possible. Or it can be a standing committee, which would have to meet regularly. It's kind of the rule.
Because they're all taking on that work though. We want to keep them on the committee, maybe just.
Yeah, we just,
call it co-chair or something.
well, co-chairs are fine, but none of them want to be a.
Oh.
Because Caesar's the chair of the Parks and Rec.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I've seen all the emails, Kristen saying, oh God, even though she'd be perfectly capable.
Yeah.
So her answer was, let me see who else I could find.
Oh.
So, and that's fine too, but I'm just saying we need to have such a committee reconvened. And whether it be a standing committee, capital S, capital C, which requires regular meetings under state law, or a subcommittee, again, under planning and zoning, which does not require regular meetings. I don't care. I mean, it could go either way, but I do feel like we're juggling so many initiatives, because I might add the other thing that we talked about, another thing that we talked about at planning and zoning is Metro's plan to turn Venice Boulevard and Olympic Boulevard into bus highways during the Olympics. One going one way and one going the other.
Was it Olympic or?
It was Olympic paired with.
They're trying to mess up the traffic even.
Well, but they're thinking they're needing thousands of buses. My thought on it is if it's not permanent, I don't care. Permanent is gonna bother me because it changes zoning. But also I drive Venice all the time. And if you drive the stretch from
It's a mess right now.
many potholes.
Yes.
I mean, I have them.
That's too big.
I mean, I weed to avoid potholes. So the point is, that's another mobility and transportation issue. So,
They made it seem like it was just gonna be for the Olympics that only buses would be able to use this.
well, they won't, even for the Olympics, the buses won't be able to use Venice if they don't fix the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I don't. It's gonna bring everything up. to par.
my point is, there's just a lot going on in this.
I think those people that are working, they should be working separate. I think it should be stressed to them that you're working together.
That's.
They have to,
Right.
and ask people if that's their passion right now, and they're already doing it. Yeah, y'all gotta come together.
I mean,
Yeah, please.
let me just say it a different way, perhaps. I, Laura, chair a committee, and I, in effect, act as a co-chair for environmental. I mean, I'm the person who does the Zoom and all that. So that's enough for me.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying, it's okay, you know. We just need to find someone else, even if all that person is doing is the agendas and the computer.
Yeah, I mean, we have multiple people on the board who are not even a part of it.
Correct.
You know, like they need to start.
It's not a
Exactly.
bad idea to appoint people.
Yeah, it is, because if they're not into it.
Committee.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
chair.
can't flip a volunteer.
Yeah.
You can't
Sounds
flip
like
a
it's
volunteer.
nice.
That's all.
Well, you can't really force it, but I'm saying you can redefine it.
We could.
I mean, if and it can be up, committee chairs don't need to be on the board,
Uh-huh.
so,
Transportation was one of them.
well, mobility
Mobility
slash, yeah.
transportation.
And the
outreach
reason
is a
we-
big one, but you're
yeah.
willing to do that.
Other reason we call it just, by the way, mobility slash transportation is because the city now calls it mobility slash transportation element. So it's the committee that Heather Hutt chairs. I mean, it's just mobility is because it's multimodal.
Oh, like for
Bikes.
bikes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Scooter, whatever.
Oh, that's
whatever, everything big.
But also buses. Yeah.
Everything on wheels.
So there's a reason for the title, but it's also Heather's committee, so whoever is the chair also should be occasion going downtown and attending those meetings, for example. Because it's, you know, having that interface with our council member.
And now I see why people don't want to do it.
That's all. I'm-
That's. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
Laura, I'll think about it.
Oh.
You know what my situation is at the moment, so I'm reluctant to, for the reasons you've cited, to get into something and then find out that I can't continue doing it. So, let me think about it.
Okay.
But you know how to use a computer.
Yes.
And prepare agendas, because again, that might be the thing that's scaring other people off.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because it's a kind of.
Like doing the agendas, like there's a template, we can just like create.
I'm saying it like.
Are there any other high priority ones that we need to sell homelessness? Yeah, homelessness, yeah.
Homelessness, and it was called homelessness liaison because that's what Tori is.
Yeah.
But it's not really, it doesn't have to be that, it could be any. It could be any, I mean, it could just be a homelessness committee because of dealing with other policies and not just the liaisoning. But we should, you know, just seems like we ought to have a homelessness.
I agree.
Yes.
Or homelessness liaison committee.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. Would it be a sub to either public safety or?
The thing is that Dunn has even one of their staffers, their job is homelessness liaison. So I think I think it's an elevated topic.
Has to be kept separate.
It doesn't have to be, but I think.
After that.
It has elevated visibility. because
Has
of how
elevated
staff-
visibility, but they also have meetings of the chairs of homelessness committees. So that brings them together. So, you know, once or twice a year. So I think.
Fair. Is there
But there's nothing imperative about any of it, except for actually outreach is supposed to actually exist. Communication is supposed to exist, outreach is supposed to exist, and everything else from a done point of view is somewhat optional.
Outreach definitely exists, we just don't have a chair.
Yes, of course.
Outreach it.
Of course.
I do have one more question while we're on the thing that we're talking about, to circle back to the storage. Did we appoint a person to try and find a new storage space? Cause the last time.
Okay, what happened was.
That's what happened was.
What happened was, is I think we appointed you, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the very next day, Grace took it upon herself, but she did it wrong. And it kind of was making it difficult. So what she did is she actually arranged for a new storage thing at the other public storage in our footprints, and there's one at Pico and Crenshaw.
Yes.
And as if we were brand new, so we were getting a promotional rate, but she gave them my email address.
Oh, you were already in the system.
I was already in the system.
So you just need a new email?
No, they already know that we're trying to do this. can't, I mean.
That's a UNNC for sure. That was.
Correct.
Well, wait, and it has.
Right.
It's better to do it individually.
So,
we need a new
so what
place.
I think we really need is
New
some,
place.
well, you know, we never had a place, we were always at council, we were always free at
Oh, right.
at council
That's right.
district 10 when they were there, so I just don't know.
Where's Heather Hutt's office?
Well, now it's too far, they're on Pico,
Yeah.
they're not within our footprint.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what's happening with the building on Western and have to fix that.
But the CD10 place.
Yeah,
So where the supplies being kept at now?
And public storage.
And
it's too much money.
But that's a temporary fix.
Yeah, but it's got, but the price is going.
Oh, it's extremely-
That's
expensive.
That's.
But I also feel like wherever we go, the price is gonna be going up, cause that's
Correct.
reflection of the name of the game.
No, I mean, what I've been talking about, I ended up talking to public storage after this thing, because they wanted, well, why don't you come look at the space anyway? It's like. We're
like a
already
car
in your
something.
space, but I said, I wanna tell you, in the end, we can afford it, but what you're doing, when I can see the same space available for 160 a month. And we're paying 300 something.
Exactly.
You know, but what offends me is that you're doing this, you're not doing this to us, you're doing it to all.
Yeah.
And most of those other alls are people who might have lost their homes.
Yeah.
This is their precious items.
Yes.
This is all they have, and their space rents are doubling and tripling. And it's just wrong. That did nothing. But that's what I said.
Okay.
So we're in need of a new space?
Well, the only
is
other
that?
space is that building. It's gonna be not convenient. The only other storage space within our footprint is whoever owns it on the corner of Normandy and Pico. It's
So
not
Crenshaw-
public storage.
Is that Crenshaw spaces? We have.
That's
storage
public
space
storage.
On Crenshaw.
We're at Washington and Seventh. We did not move.
Oh, but you said our footprint. I'm confused.
Oh, our edges are Pico on the
Oh,
north.
Crenshaw, no.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's the public storage on the corner of Pico and Crenshaw.
Right.
There's another company on the corner of Pico
Extra
and
space storage.
Normandy.
Oh.
So we could try that, but
Right,
we
yeah.
wanna know if it's convenient to get into. Before we would move. Yeah, and
Convenient.
what are their options?
Cheaper.
Oh, okay.
Do they
Oh,
have
yeah.
park?
They do a parking, just an elevator access. I stored there before I moved into the house.
Their hours are 8 to 6, which is better than public storage, which is 9:30 or something, so.
And 7 days a week?
It's crazy. Yeah, 7 days a week. Oh, on Sundays it's 10 to 4.
Okay.
But we have a combination to get into public storage, wouldn't they give us a combo so we could get in anytime?
I don't.
I don't think it's 24 hours, so that's.
That doesn't.
It's not.
Anyway, yeah, I mean,
So can we
it got, our investigation got interrupted by a little too enthusiastic action. by
Someone who
Grace.
meant well.
Yeah, she did. Do you want the extra space and see what the price is?
I was looking it up right now, but I don't know if
Well, we don't know what availability is. But yeah, somebody.
it says $26. That can't be right.
For the first one.
It's for a mailbox.
Yeah.
That's the.
It's for a mailbox.
It's a bigger size.
All right, well,
I was just asking, cause
Yeah,
it comes up and then it's.
Oh, yeah,
like-
it's a lot.
No.
It's a lot.
not far off.
What do we have? We have 5 by 10?
We have a 5 by 10.
5 by 10, it says the web rate is 103, in store it's 161.
Well, that's a lot
Same
less.
guys.
No,
I
ours
remember
is
the
300.
is pretty big.
But you said it was 60.
It's starting, yeah, a brand new one, but we can't do a brand new one. Well, it's not ethical. I mean,
I wonder,
we can't cheat if they're
I
unethical
wonder
people.
if
Look at you, that 160 right there.
to make sure that it's not just an intro deal, like the first year.
It's a flash.
It's like
sale.
Yeah, like first year, and then it's.
But if you're between
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna guess you guys, they all do it.
Yeah.
So
So the first 3 months, then after that, they'll probably.
So wherever we go, we're gonna get stuck with it, so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a temporary solution for this year, but at some level, we're probably gonna have to talk to CD10 and say,
can we have our space back?
Can we have our space back? Because we get the introductory rates, but then it goes up, and with our budget, everybody, we can't possibly be the only ones having this problem.
Correct.
Everybody in the neighborhood council system is having this problem because they're all having to rent storage units. I mean, like I said, you could rent my garage if you wanted. I'd be happy to let you guys pay $50 a month for my garage, but they don't let me do that. Fine, but we're all getting gouged as neighborhood councilors for this.
The storage room has been turned into something else now. The storage room might not be available to us somewhere city.
Well,
It could be. that
well,
could
no,
be the case, but-
it has been turned into something else, just as the community room.
So we can't.
Because we didn't have- Well, no, but we don't know what's happening since LASA's being disbanded.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so we don't know what's happening at all.
The housing.
Oh.
The homelessness.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
so I had, I mean, my question would be, is CD10 moving back into the building?
So we need to talk to Jeff Ali or.
Yeah.
What's the chief's name? Staff chief. Staff.
Yeah,
Come on.
Keep money. That's it's out there. Let's alcohol.
Okay.
Let's get to it. Me person in my mind. Okay.
Okay, all right, guys.
One last official order of business.
All right, we're not done yet. Approve agenda items for governing board. So let me tell you, the night before our board meeting, that planning and zoning committee meeting, we're gonna have, and Teresa will be glad to hear this maybe, we're gonna have the representative for 3 Jefferson Park big building initiative, but it's all one company doing all of a sudden a lot of proposals. So it's the company is called Kalnel, Kalnel Gardens. And the parcels are at 3rd and Jefferson. Kalnel, Kalnel, Kalnel Gardens LLC. And they must have many things around town. They also own, but there's no proposal related to it. They own a complex in Harvard Heights at Oxford and Washington. There's just east of the 7-Eleven. And their headquarters are on Washington Boulevard, a little west of us. But the point is they have 3 projects, one at 11th and Expo, one at 3rd and Jefferson, and a new one at 9th and Jefferson where the nursery is.
Wait, 3rd and Jefferson?
Ish. There's it's a vacant lot in the middle of the block.
And they talked about putting some apartment buildings right there.
Big 5-story.
Lord.
Straight up and down on a small lot.
Box.
And then something similar at 9th and Jefferson.
Yeah, that's that big
And
one.
and then where the nursery is, just the vacant lot.
Not too far from Helen Bells.
Kitty corner, maybe. Well, yeah, but it's on the northwest corner, the vacant lot, but it's not vacant, it's a nursery, but there's no buildings. But
What used to be the,
there's no buildings. It's being called vacant, but it's not exactly vacant when you look at street view. But the point is, it may be that all 3 of them move forward to governing. Of the next house. So we may have 3 planning and zoning moving forward.
Next board meeting.
At the next board meeting. So that's from my neck of the woods. But we will have these 2 NPG, we have tonight's agenda items, 2 NPGs, appoint Sandra, appoint committee chairs. That's a lot of shit.
Are we just doing a normal meeting on?
Yeah, we're just doing the normal.
Okay.
So I have to let everybody know we're not doing a retreat yet. So what do you want to say to the retreat now that we're not doing retreat?
Well, yeah, I think that a retreat is a good idea for like team building, goal setting. The city started sending a survey questionnaire at the end of the year. I had the pleasure of filling it out. But what we can do is like set goals and kind of decide like what kind of projects we want to do. Now that we have about to be outreach share, like maybe if we want to plan a big event, like when Miss Dolores and Teresa plan like the community outreach fair or that kind of thing. So like just kind of trying to decide what events we want to do, what our priorities are, so that when, so that we kind of have a guide, like a vision. And also like team building, so we can all kind of get to know each other better.
Right.
And
But I have to say, it feels like it's already natural. What our vision-ish is kind of already naturally emerging. We want to have a green master plan. We want to improve our parks and have more park play space. We want to have more trees. We want to have safer roads. I mean, in other words, even before you think of an event, it does seem that
We want everybody to be on the buy-in, because it seems like at the meetings, only a handful of people are showing up. So
and that's another part of it too.
The buy-in for to be really committed to the vision, and then feel more, have more of a feeling of why they're coming, what it means to them feel.
right. So then the issue became that we couldn't get the spaces, and we had said at the last board meeting, first or second Saturday, but just based on the timing, we didn't have 30 days. And it had to be more than 30 days just to reserve the space. And I don't have clarity on how they want to handle the insurance. Even though you would think.
So we're probably thinking about February.
I was gonna say like a winter time, when like the holidays are coming up, people are gonna be busy on the weekends, so like in January, February, just enough time to.
Right, because it turns out we just needed more time.
Yeah.
I mean, not just to plan it, but it turns out we literally didn't have enough time to book it for those dates.
And especially if we're gonna do this instead of a regular meeting, we should maybe do February, and then January is like, okay, everything that we need to get done in this meeting, because we're not having one in February.
Right, because December is a party, so that's so in other words, November is gonna be a bad agenda. If that is defined, that we have a lot of things on it. And December is light and a party.
January
will be heavy.
But it's the first week, so I think sometimes breaks will still be.
Well, the other thing is we can't usually do the first Thursday.
You usually
okay, January 1st is a Thursday.
Well,
so it has to be January 8th.
Or later, so that kind of moves into what you're saying. If we have a January meeting, it could even be mid-month. That's January and February.
Oh, that's a good idea.
For the board meeting, board meeting, and then a retreat.
That. Yeah.
And that gives us enough time to actually book the space and clarify. I mean, in other words, if the library is not going to be free, if we have to come pony up insurance, why aren't we doing something like that?
Yeah.
For example, which would be more fun.
Anywhere would be more fun if you just decorate and put some music on.
No, I understand. But what we were trying to do is use one of the city facilities, so we don't have to go through.
So Jefferson Park is not available?
No, anything would be available. It's just that we had to fill the paperwork.
Just like when you
right. But now our options are open, so it could be Jefferson Park, it could be
Urban.
Yeah, well, Washington Irving, the librarian said yes. It's just that she couldn't say yes and never mind the paperwork. And when she looked at the paperwork, it was like
too soon. Yeah,
it's too soon. And reason why Washington Irving's better, we love Jefferson Park, but they have much bigger parking lot anywhere than neighborhood parking.
They could just be for my little park.
Okay, anything else so that people want on the agenda for?
Can I ask a question about the planning of that retreat object? The reason that I had originally brought up doing that is because obviously in light of our budget being cut from 36 to 25, the group, I felt like to me it's not totally clear what we cut and what we focus on going forward.
Right.
You mentioned some priorities.
Well, so far, if you're asking what did we cut some of our operational expenses, and that's one of the reasons we're looking to see if we can cut public storage.
Yes. And what I also mean is, can we as a group get some clarity on the kinds of things that we want to get involved in, and also the kinds of things that we feel like aren't for us. You know, it feels sometimes like every group, et cetera, comes in and asks us for money, you know, Jefferson Park, Friends of Jefferson Park came in and asked us for money for their website. Stuff like that. And is that something that are those the kinds of things that we should fund, or should we look to put those few funds that we have into other things? That's just one example. So just getting some clarity on our message, because it's really not clear on our website or in any of the literature that I've read.
Well,
I've been elected to the board. So
we can't really make it clear on the website, because from year to year, we might have ourselves different priority. Right, lately, meaning 5 years, we've been focused on MPGs over almost anything else. As best we can, local organizations over anything else. And there was a period of time that might come back where how do we say it? Where food, basically. You know, we're trying to make sure people aren't hungry during COVID. And I hope that doesn't come back. I mean, in other words, I hope that doesn't come back. That we
But I
can
mean,
go
we
back
can
and
food for the firefighters doing it.
that's not what I mean. That I mean, we were paying food for food boxes delivered to apartment buildings during COVID. Food boxes. Yeah, I mean, actual.
I think I get your point, but
What I'm trying to get across here is that it's not about. What I'm looking for clarity on is not, you know, we're gonna do all these MPGs, like that's as a focus. Yes, that's a focus for us. What I'm trying to get at is, what are the kinds of things that we're going to focus on?
No, I understand, and I'm saying I can't imagine a time where we would actually put those topics on our website, because each board has its own sensibility.
And yes, sure, that can change from year to year or on a 2-year cycle during elections. You know, our own government does that. I'm saying just getting some clarity on our mission, vision, and values.
That would be the purpose.
Yeah, and looking at our mission, vision, and values, and those things that we want to focus on, and seeing if they need a refresh, because they probably do, because it's not totally clear to me. And again, maybe it's because I do this for a living. To me, it's important that we all have clarity on that, because it gives us all high level marching orders and gives us some guardrails around what we do and also what we don't do.
but I think as a neighborhood council, we are not limited. We shouldn't be limited to whatever we take money for. I mean, whatever we get money away for. I think it's fluid. It changes from time to time. So I don't really want to look at where we're not going to give money for this or that. I think we should always be open to whatever the neighborhood communities come to us for. And because we know we have the money, sometimes we're gonna hold on to it. Just you try to hold on to it, but then at the end of the year, you get it away.
Agreed.
I think it should be an open door, and we shouldn't have any kind of guidelines. I think that what we do is a good job. That was a long time ago. We do a good job as helping to make sure that they get the money that they need for whatever it is within reason. Now, there has been some times they had to turn it down because it wasn't within some of the guides of what we could give money away for in the bigger picture. But I think that we shouldn't look at what we shouldn't never put it into boxes. You understand what I mean? Because we're a neighborhood, we're not a board of directors.
Right. Well, we're also responding to requests. We're not, when we do NPGs, we're responding. When we do outreach or an event, we're creating. I mean, it's two different things. I mean, because
there's more co-working when you're doing events and because you
right. Well, we also have more, I mean, in other words, for good or bad doesn't always work. But for example, not the last election, but the election before, we thought doing an Earth Day festival adjacent to the polling place would be a twofer kind of thing that would bring people out and then they could go vote. It didn't work. It turns out Earth Day just isn't very popular, but we didn't know that. And we had you guys were there, Garden School Foundation was there. I mean, we had a great turnout of vendors, but it didn't boost the election.
Truffle Brothers on the weekend.
Yes, Truffle Brothers opened for us. I mean, no, it was great. But it didn't accomplish the actual stated goal, which was the thing. But you can't know. The resource fair was very successful.
Yes.
Teresa's already.
Teresa.
Thank you, whoever let me in. The reason Earth Day is very important, Laura, but it wasn't because it wasn't at a park. It was on a dead-end street near, for voting. But if that had been as I had recommended that we do it at a park, we probably would have had a much greater turnout, as we did with the resource fair. I just want to, people in our community do care about trees and Earth Day and nature. So, all right.
Okay.
Communications.
Okay. So did anybody else have agenda items they wanted to tell me about for governing board? That's my question.
No.
Okay, all right. At some point, we're supposed to also have committee reports, Chinley.
Or this meeting?
Or governing board. I mean, in other words, we should be hearing from committee
By the
chairs.
time we get to the committee reports, everyone is trying to leave.
No, I understand that, but also we haven't
I know.
prepped the committee chair. I mean, I'm saying it a different way.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it, I'm just saying like if everyone needs to give a report, maybe we should do it earlier.
Yeah,
So
I mean, we
people
can
are
flip
so-
but
Or somebody could submit something, we could just read it on, wait, sure, somebody could just read
Fine with
it, just
that.
submit something, and the secretary can read it, and the secretary knows or something like that.
okay, so I was going to say November doesn't seem to be the right time. But at some point, we need to ask each committee chair
I think after
to
we treat,
present a
we'll get
report.
an idea, after we treat, we
Yeah.
could, we could have different footing, better footing.
And Hunter, I know you're correct.
I just remember a couple months ago, I tried to give a report and everyone was like.
Can you be done? Can you hurry?
Is that something else?
Tell us.
Is something else?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's good. Just kind of have that.
Written, and he reads it.
Well, I like the
a
idea.
Invite, you don't have to send it now, but we just try again at some point.
Yeah.
So
what,
I
who?
feel, I haven't seen the draft come up for the meeting
Oh.
minutes, but.
Okay, yeah, anyway, and to your point, I actually do like to flip the agendas around, so it's not always the same people first and the same people last.
I mean, I think it's important if we have guests to, let them go first. But
Exactly.
other than that, it's like,
Well, like, for example, for the November meeting, we're really gonna have to do the MPGs, the point candidate, all of that has to come long before we have our executive committee. Well, no, planning and zoning, because we'll have a guest, but long before we have president's report and secretaries, that's gonna have to be at the end because most of the items have guests.
yeah.
So, but I did want to ask you guys. Really, for the two MPGs, do you want to make it mandatory for each of our applicants to be present? Because somebody asked me, I think it was your boss, Jay, but you could be present, right? Since it's right next door to your workplace.
Yes.
So she didn't, I don't think she realized that all you have to do is walk 15 feet.
Present, like, just, but you can be on Zoom too, or in the room?
Like, or, yeah.
In the room, that's what you mean?
No, I mean, on Zoom or.
Then
or in
yes,
the
I think
room.
that it should either
But
be,
typically, we have.
Yeah, we have. I was just asked the question from Rediscovered, do we need to be?
yeah,
And I said we would discuss it.
I don't think you need to be in the room, but as long as you're on Zoom or in the room, I think that's, if we're gonna give you money. it
So
should
that
be
you
there.
could.
Yeah, so.
Okay, got it. But I just said I would ask. I did ask. I heard the answer. There we go.
Excellent. Well, I believe that is, let's see, item 7, nothing from anyone? All right, then item 9 is adjourned.
Nice.
With item 8, the ghost item. The secret offer.
Oh, you said that online?
I like secret meetings.